Roman Reigns and Jey Uso share more than a ring. They share blood, history, and a family name that carries weight. And that is what made their battle in 2020 so painful, so personal, and so unforgettable. Because this was not just a fight between two wrestlers, it was a fight between two brothers who saw the world differently. And when Roman Reigns returned in 2020 as a colder, more powerful version of himself, he didn't come back to play, he came back to rule. And anyone who stood in his way, even family, was going to suffer. And Jey Uso learned that the hard way when he tried to step up and prove that he deserved respect, that he deserved a chance, that he was not just Roman's cousin, but his own man, and that challenge lit a fire that burned their family bond right in front of the world. At first, it seemed impossible that Roman would truly hurt Jey, because family is supposed to mean something. But Roman Reigns in 2020 believed that respect is more important than love, and loyalty is more important than feelings. And when Jey questioned him, challenged him, and refused to bow, Roman saw it as betrayal, as weakness, as something that had to be crushed. And when they finally stood across from each other, you could feel that this was different from any match before. Because neither man was smiling, neither man was joking, and both of them looked like they were about to fight for more than just a win. From the very start, Roman Reigns attacked Jey Uso with pure anger, throwing heavy punches, slamming him to the mat, and shouting at him to stay down, to listen, to acknowledge him. But Jey refused. He kept getting back up, fighting back, yelling that he was not afraid, that he would never bow, and that only made Roman angrier, because in Roman's mind, Jey was not just fighting him. He was embarrassing him, disrespecting him, and making him look weak in front of the world. And Roman Reigns could not allow that. Jey Uso is fast, tough, and full of heart, and he used everything he had to fight Roman, hitting him with kicks, dives, and quick strikes, trying to prove that he belonged in that spot, that he was not just a family member getting a chance, but a real threat. And for a moment, it looked like Jey might actually push Roman, might actually make him struggle. But Roman Reigns is built differently, and every time Jey thought he had him, Roman would rise up, eyes cold, jaw tight, and smash him back down with power that Jey could not match. As the fight went on, it stopped looking like a match and started looking like a beating, because Roman was no longer trying to outscore Jey. He was trying to break him, trying to force him to submit, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And Roman kept telling Jey to quit, to say he was wrong, to admit that Roman was the head of the family. But Jey refused, even as his body slowed, even as his face showed pain, even as every move became harder to make. Roman Reigns used everything: spears, punches, slams, and pure pressure, driving Jey into the mat again and again. And still Jey tried to rise, shaking, barely standing, but refusing to bow. And that is what made the moment so heavy, because you could see that Roman was hurting Jey not just to win, but to teach him a lesson, to force him into loyalty through pain. And every time Jey said no, Roman hit him harder, like he was trying to beat the rebellion out of him. The crowd could feel it, the tension, the sadness, the anger, because this was family tearing itself apart, and Roman Reigns looked like a man who believed he was doing what had to be done, while Jey Uso looked like a man who would rather be broken than bend. And when Roman finally hit that crushing spear, driving Jey into the mat with full force, it looked like Jey's body had nothing left, like he had given everything he had, and Roman stood over him, breathing heavy, staring down at his own blood, waiting for him to give up. Even then, Roman was not done, because he wanted more than a win. He wanted obedience, he wanted loyalty, and he wanted Jey to say it out loud. And when Jey could barely move, barely speak, Roman still demanded that he acknowledge him. And in that moment, it felt like Roman Reigns had beaten Jey Uso down so hard that he had taken not just his strength, but his pride, his fire, and his voice. And when the match finally ended, it didn't feel like a victory. It felt like a family had been changed forever. After that night in 2020, nothing between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso was the same, because Roman had shown that he would choose power over blood, and Jey had shown that he would fight even when the cost was everything. And fans will always remember that year as the time when Roman Reigns didn't just defeat challengers, he dominated them. And when he put his own cousin in his place, beating him down hard to prove that in Roman's world, loyalty is not given, it is taken.